Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? So today, let us recall what we have studied in the last class, and then we can proceed further. Right. So in the last class, I'll just remind you what we have studied is we have studied about the speed of transverse wave in a stretched string, and we have written the formula as V is equal to root over T upon mu. Remember? So this is the formula we have written for speed. V is equal to root over T upon mu, where T is tension produced in the string, right? Produced in the string. Is it visible? Okay. And mu is called as linear mass density. Linear mass density, or simply you can say linear density, both are same. Linear mass density, which is nothing but mass per unit length. Mass per unit length, right? So this is mass per unit length. Now, which can be written as m upon L, that is mass per unit length. And I will write the other formula as well. If I substitute mu as m by L in the above formula, in the above expression, let us see what we will get. V is equal to square root of T upon mu, which is nothing but root over T by m by L. So this can be written as T into L by mass. Mass in terms of, see, as it is a string has certain volume if I consider its thickness, right? So it has some area of cross section. So I can write mass as volume into density. So this equation becomes, so V is equal to root over T into L by volume into density. And see, it's as if this string is in the form of a thin cylinder. So cylinder volume, what is the volume of cylinder? Pi r square L, right? So here let me write T into L by pi r square, or area and length also I can write, but area is nothing but pi r square, right? Pi r square L into rho. Now L gets cancelled, so you will get the speed of transverse wave in a string as 1 by r square, root is r, 1 by r into T by pi rho. So this is the formula for speed of transverse wave in a string in terms of radius and density. I can also express the same in terms of diameter as well. So as you know, radius is nothing but diameter by 2, or diameter is equal to twice the radius. So I can write radius as 1 by d, r is equal to d by 2, so 2 goes up. I can write the same formula in terms of diameter as 2 upon d root over t by pi into rho. So different forms I am writing. So for speed of transverse waves in a stretched string, so V is equal to 2 by d, but basic formula, remember, V is equal to root over T by mu is the basic formula for speed of transverse wave in a string. Fine. So let me erase this part, right? Already you have, I hope you might have copied this matter in your books, right? So this is what we have written, and also I have given one more formula, stress upon density, right? Lastly I have given that formula because, as you know, tension is nothing but force, right? So if I use this, what you call, let me write again, velocity is equal to, let me write this, T into L by volume. I will write this volume as area into length, both are same. So area into length into density, length gets cancelled. So from this V is equal to, I can write this one as T upon A. I am taking this A to the numerator. I am writing T by A in the numerator by density. T by A, force per unit area, which is also called as stress. So this can be written as stress upon density, right? So you have another formula for speed of transverse wave in a stretched string in terms of stress and density. Therefore I can write V is equal to root over stress upon density. Fine. So this is another formula or another form for the speed of transverse wave in a string. Fine. So let me go to the extension of this, right? So let me go to the extension of this. So I mean, what is the basic form? Basic form for the velocity or speed of transverse wave in a string is V is equal to root over T by V. Now I am just extending this portion to find out the frequency when the string is fixed between two rigid supports. But for time being, I am just giving you the formula, but later on I will explain, in the later sessions, I will explain what is meant by reflection, what is meant by transmission, right? So that video will be covered later, but for time being, remember this. So speed of transverse wave is equal to root over T by mu. This is the formula for speed of transverse wave in a string. Fine. Now what I am going to do is I would like to find the frequency of a stretched string when it is fixed between two rigid supports. Now let me consider a string of length L which is fixed between two rigid supports, and if this string is plucked at the middle, right, or pulled at the middle, so that you pull like this to a maximum extent, so this becomes amplitude. This is nothing but amplitude of the wave, you can say, because this looks like a wave. Now suppose if this rigid support were not there, rigid support were not there, and if you release this string, what happens? This wave would have been traveled in this direction like this. So this wave would have come like this. But as this rigid support is obstructing the wave, so what it will do, that is, when you release the string at this point, when after plucking at the middle, so there is only one possibility for the string to return to the original position, because once the string strikes the other end of the fixed support or rigid support, then there is only one possibility for the string to reflect, that is, the string gets reflected in this way. See, this one and this one both are same, but if this rigid support were not there, this would have been traveled like this. But because of this rigid support, this string is reflecting to the same position. That means string, okay, what is this one? This crest and trough completely forms a wave, and its total length is called as wavelength, right? So total length of the wave is nothing but wavelength. So instead of going like this, so this string got reflected, so I can consider this as a wave, right? Instead of going like this, it is coming like this. It is coming to reflecting to the original position. So I can consider this as a wave, and that means to complete this wave, the distance travelled by the string is 2L, because see, from here to here L, and again it is getting back to the original position, so total distance is L. So can I write like this? Can I write lambda, that is wavelength, as twice the length of the string? Twice the length of string. Therefore, I can write lambda is equal to 2L. Lambda is equal to 2L. Now, as you know the basic formula for the speed of any wave in terms of frequency and wavelength, which is nothing but V is equal to nu lambda or f lambda. It all depends on what you choose the symbols, right? So V is equal to nu lambda or f lambda, where nu is frequency, lambda is wavelength, and V is speed of wave. Fine. Now I'm finding out the frequency of a stretched string, and we got the speed of transverse wave in a stretched string as root of t by mu, right? So lambda we got as 12 because it has traveled twice the length. This lambda is nothing but twice the length because it has traveled from one end to the other end, and from the other end to the again it is coming back to original question. So total distance is nothing but twice the length of the length of the string. So it is nothing but lambda is equal to 12. Fine. Now let me show you. So length of the string lambda we got as 12. So from this formula, basic formula, let me write. So V, what is V now? Velocity or speed of transverse wave in a stretched string, which is nothing but root over t upon mu, is equal to frequency into 2L, because we got wavelength which is nothing but twice the length of the string. So I have written lambda as 12. So from this, what is the value of nu? Nu is equal to 1 by 12 into root over t upon mu. This gives frequency of a stretched string, and this frequency is known as fundamental frequency, right? This frequency is known as fundamental frequency. And from this formula we have formed some laws, basic laws from this formula. First one, the frequency depends upon length here, frequency depends upon tension in the string. In the same way, frequency depends upon the linear mass density, or simply you can say mass per unit length, or simply linear density. Right. Now actually there is an experiment which there is an instrument to verify the loss of the transverse waves of a stretched string. That instrument we call as a sonometer. So sonometer is an instrument used to verify the loss, but that experiment is not there in the syllabus as of now. Before that, like 3 to 4 years back, we used to have that experiment. Now we don't have that experiment. Experiment has been removed. So just remember, this frequency depends upon length, frequency depends upon tension produced in the string, frequency depends upon the linear mass density, or simply you can say mass per unit length. So from this I can say that, suppose if tension produced in the string and linear mass density are kept constants for a given string, I have given you only one string. For that given string, tension is kept constant, that is, I have stretched the string in such a way that tension remains constant, and also linear density depends upon material. So I am considering a uniform wire throughout, right? So and also it is made up of same material. I did not change any material, right? So that wire or string is completely made up of same material. Then I can say that tension and linear densities are constants, linear mass densities are constants. So frequency and length, these two are related as frequency is inversely proportional to length. So I can write first one as nothing but, it is called as law of length. I can say that frequency is inversely proportional to length when t and mu are constants. I'm just writing the mathematical form. You can extend in the form of a sentence. I'm just reading it out. Frequency of a stretched string is inversely proportional to length of the string, provided tension and linear mass densities are constants. This law is also called as law of length. So here we have three laws. First one is called as law of length. Second one, how the frequency and this tension are related. Both are directly proportional if length and linear mass density are kept constants. So frequency is directly proportional to square root of tension produced in this string when length and linear mass density are constants. So this law is called as law of tension. So what is second one? Second one is called as law of tension. And some students have requested me not to teach completely in English, but it is not possible. I'll try my best. ఎక్కడైతే అవసరం వస్తుందో అక్కడ నేను యూస్ చేయగలుగుతా, బట్ I mean it is not the right thing as well, right? So anyways, so what is second one? Second law is called as law of tension. Law of tension. మ్యాక్సిమం ట్రై చేస్తాను నేను, అంటే మధ్య మధ్యలో యూజ్ చేయడానికి, బట్ త్రూ అవుట్ ది సెషన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ టు కంప్లీట్లీ టీచ్ ఇన్ ది వర్నాకులర్, రైట్? సో లా ఆఫ్ టెన్షన్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ frequency is directly proportional to square root of tension provided length and linear mass densities are constants. Okay na? Frequency అనేది tension ki it is directly proportional to square root of tension produced in the string. This is called as law of tension. Third one, you can say law of mass or law of linear density. You have only one law left out, that is law of mass. Law of mass, or you can call it as law of linear mass density as well, right? Okay, frequency is, now if you recall the formula, frequency nu is equal to 1 by 2L into root of T by mu. So what I mean to say is, now we are going to relate the physical quantities, frequency and linear mass density. When can you do this? When you keep length and tension as constants, right? So frequency is inversely proportional to square root of linear mass density or square root of mass per unit length provided the other two physical quantities like length when L and T are constants. That means this is possible only when I consider 2 or 3 different materials. See, I am considering 3 strings. Let us suppose I am considering 3 different strings made up of different materials, but all are having same length and all are having same tension. All have same length and also all have same length and tension, right? But materials are different. When materials are different, linear mass density will differ. So frequency is inversely proportional to square root of linear mass density. So you have 3 laws. Let me end this session so that I can go ahead for other session, like let us discuss what you call speed of longitudinal wave, right, in solids, liquids and gases. Let me just stop.